Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into this lesson on the five basic types of locus. Let me see if you guys can see my new shirt from here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't tell what you can see, hold on. Yeah, I think you guys can see this now. Let me back up a little bit. So anyway, I bought this shirt so I can wear it when I record lessons. So let me get back to the lesson. So a locus, piece of vocabulary, is a set of all points and only those points that satisfy a given condition. The plural of locus is loci, L-O-C-I. And there are 5 different kinds of locus that you have to know. So let's take a look. The first one is a set of all points at a fixed distance from a given point. That is actually the definition of a circle. So let me get a pen. I'm going to try something new here. So that's a circle, believe it or not. And the set of all points at a given fixed distance D from the center, that's a circle. And that distance D is the radius. So when you're given one point and you want the set of all points fixed distance from that one point, your response is a circle. So let's take a look at the second type of locus. I want to be the set of all points at a fixed distance from line L. So line L is here. So the set of points at a fixed distance would be a line above it, parallel to it, and a line below it, parallel to it. And the distance between those lines is D. Okay? So when you're given one line, the set of all points at the same distance away from that line are 2 lines, one on either side. So the third type of locus, I'm given 2 parallel lines. What are all the points that are equidistant from those 2 parallel lines? Well, that is one line directly between them, parallel to both, halfway. All right, so that's the third type of locus. The fourth type of locus is the set of all points equidistant from 2 given fixed points A and B. So the first thing you need to do is connect A and B with a line segment. So the set of all points equidistant from A to B is the perpendicular bisector of that line segment AB. So any point I choose on this green line, if I measure back to B and measure back to A, they will be the same length. Any point I choose. Any point will be the same distance from A as it is to B, as long as it's on the perpendicular bisector. And the fifth type of locus, the set of all points equidistant from 2 intersecting lines. The only way I can be equidistant from those 2 intersecting lines is if I draw the angle bisectors in. So any point on this here, any point here, the perpendicular distance back to there and there will be the same length. And it applies to all the perpendicular bisectors. So there are 5 types of locus. 5. Set of all points at a fixed distance from a given point. That's actually the definition of a circle. The second locus is the set of all points at a fixed distance from a given line. That locus is 2 lines, one on either side, same distance away. The third locus is equidistant from 2 parallel lines, and that's 1 line right down the middle between them, parallel halfway. Third locus, set of all points equidistant from 2 fixed points. That's the perpendicular bisector of the line segment that joins those points. And the last type of locus is equidistant, set of all points equidistant from 2 intersecting lines, and that is the angle bisectors of those 4 angles that are formed when those 2 lines intersect. Let's take a look at a practice problem. This example rather. Radio station has a broadcasting range of 24 miles. Describe the locus of points that represents the outer edge of the broadcast range. Well, that will be a circle. Radius 24 miles. That's a set of all points that represents the outer edge of the broadcasting range. Example 2. Two houses are 180 feet apart. There's one house. There's the other house. 180 feet apart. The underground electrical cable used to service the houses has to be placed so that the distance from any point on the cable to each house is always the same. Well, that's going to be the perpendicular bisector of that line segment that will join those two houses. So if we join them, come on, let's join them. It's easier to move the point than, there we go. Okay. So it will be the perpendicular bisector of that segment. So if we look at what that would look like, perpendicular bisector would be a line bisecting those two. Bisecting them perpendicular to that segment that connects the two houses. House A and House B. All right, let's look at the third example. Max's doghouse is 35 feet from Puddles. I guess which one is Max. So anyway, Max's leash extends 20 feet from his doghouse, and Puddles' leash extends 18 feet. Draw a diagram showing the areas where each dog can run. Well, the distance is 35 feet. The distance from Max out is going to be 20, so it's going to be more than halfway. So if I were to draw a circle, I'm going to go a little more than halfway. Okay. Now, the other one extends 18 feet. That's going to be a hair over halfway. So if we look at that in relative distance, that's about where we're at. So the areas do overlap. And that's how we would draw and would describe the area of the overlap where they intersect. So thank you for tuning in to the lesson on Locus. When you see this packet online, the rest of the packet will be classwork. And thank you for tuning in. And this lesson was brought to you directly from my dining room table.